Welcome everybody. Today here on the Gaming Corner, we are going to talk about the Master System games I've been working on picking up. And there are quite a few. Now, I did sell off my Xbox Series X a month back, 2 months back, so I had some extra cash from selling it off to start buying the games. And what I ended up doing when I sold off my Series X is I got cash for the Series X, and for all the games I had for it, I took in-store credit. So that's pretty much how I got all these. Pretty much all these games were bought down at Freaky Toys in Sheboygan. They had a really good selection going on, and as I stated in one of my other videos, I am working on trying to finish off what Wikipedia says is the official North American release of the games. So, without further ado, we'll get into it, but first we're going to start with two games that are not Sega Master System. I did pick up two additional games because I'm still buying other stuff here and there. First one is for the Dreamcast because I couldn't pass up the deal the guy gave me on eBay. And it is Tomb Raider, The Last Revelation. That's right. Yeah, close enough. Got this one off of eBay from a guy. It's in really good shape. This still has massive tank controls for Lara Croft. Not as bad as probably some of the older ones, but still tank controls. And the other game I got, which I did get down at Freaky Toys, couldn't pass up the price on it, and I'm really enjoying these type of games, is Midway, or Williams Arcade Greatest Hits. Arcade's Greatest Hits. This has some really fun games on here. These games are really fun because you get a bunch of older games. And this one had, what, 6 of them on there? A lot of fun. 6 or 5, whatever it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 5 games. 5 games on it. This is a lot of fun. Alright, let's get on to the Master System. First game I got, which this is actually the European version of the game, because the American one is a Sega card, not cartridge. And that is My Hero. This was the first one I got. It is only game. This cartridge. Played this one a little bit. This one is... People complain about it being a one-hit death, which does kind of suck. But it is a pretty fun game so far. Enjoying this one pretty good. And sticking on the beat-em-up style games, next one I got was Kung Fu Kid. And this one is also the European version, even though I got it here in the US, and I'll explain how I know it was European in a minute. This one came with manual and cart, so that was good. One way you know that this is the European version, manuals printed the wrong way. US manuals are printed this way, which if I have one in here, I'll show you in a minute. Europeans printed them this way. So this is actually the PAL version of the game, but it is region free, so didn't care. This one, also a whole lot of fun. It's a little kung fu karate style game, similar to like if you ever played Black Belt, or on the Genesis, what was it called? Last Blade. Very similar to that. A lot of fun. This next game that I got is definitely the European version, because I have the American version, which is the Sega card version. And that is Transbot. And believe it or not, I got these at Freaky Toys. So these are the ones they had there. This is Transbot. This is the cartridge version. It is also complete in box, which is awesome. Already had it. Saw them. They had this one there. I had to get it. The next one, if you're into playing like blackjack and poker and stuff like that, casino games. Trying out a little bit. There's pinball on it. I don't know if you're going to be able to see anything on there. There's pinball, blackjack, stuff like that. It is cart and box only. No manual. It has a password save. I was playing out a little bit. The pinball's pretty fun. Nothing spectacular. It's for a game. This next one I used to have on the Genesis. Need to get it again. Never even knew they brought it to the Master System, and for the US on top of it. and that is Strider. This one, when I fire it up, the Master System version of this is really decent. Now I'm going to show you something that drives me nuts when I open this thing up. This one too is the European version. The manual is going to be printed the wrong way again, but as long as it's also in the US, I don't care. So let me open it up once. Watch this. Okay, the game fell out. Alright, so here it is this way. Open it up. Game's on the wrong side. Should be where the manual is, so it should be the opposite direction. I just have to take off the back here and just change it around. But it drives me up a wall because I like it all the same way. Alright, this next one that I'm going to show. I have both of the games already. I have one of the games just by itself on a cart, but this was another dual cart version of it. This is another one that used to come packed in when you bought the Master System, depending on which version you got. And that is Hang On and Astro Warrior. This one, I believe, is complete in box. Yeah, this one has the manual and everything in box. Had to get this one just because this is one of the official ones that came when you bought the the Sega Master System. This was one of the other combo packs that they packed in. So this I had to get. Both games are excellent. This next one is kind of surprising. For the whole time I've owned the Master System, I've never owned any of these games. And there's, I guess you could say 3 total. The third one's not quite the same. It's a little different. But they are the Fantasy Zone series games. I've never owned a Fantasy Zone game on my Master System until now. This is Fantasy Zone The Maze. I'll try to get a little bit of the back there for you. You might not be able to see it too well. It is complete in box, which is nice. This game actually reminds me of a Pac-Man style game. And it is a lot of fun. You fly around, you're collecting little dots and that, just like Pac-Man. You know, you got the ghosts and all that you got to chase. There's a little square in part of the screen where it says fly over this soon type idea, because it's going to release more of the monsters in the game. You do get a gun at some point, depending on what you grab. You get wings to fly faster. But it's very Pac-Man-y. Like, once you complete all the dots on the screen, you move to the next round, just like Pac-Man. Alright. The next one. There has been a remake of this game. I have it on my PC on GOG. Which is awesome, because you can actually switch it back to the 8-bit graphics in there, and the remake is really good. And this is the third in the Wonder Boy series on the Master System. And this is Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap. This box is kind of damaged and all that, but that's alright. It squishes in on the side. I thought it was complete in box when I opened it. All I got is the cover of the manual in there, but whatever. But Wonder Boy 3, The Dragon's Trap. This is a lot of fun. I'm still kind of a bigger fan of the first Wonder Boy, but that's alright. Next is a game that I wanted to get back. Nostalgia for this game. I remember playing it when I was younger. You need an actual Master System to play it. You cannot play it with the power-based converter. If you're on a Genesis with the power-based converter, it does not work on there. But I really wanted the game back because I remember the game being a blast. Haven't played it yet, but I do know it works. And that is the card game of F-16 Fighter Falcon. This is a flight sim style game where you're dogfighting all the time. This one is complete in box. If you can see the back there, graphics are nothing special. Pretty much line graphics, stuff like that. My nostalgia for this game is extremely high. I used to play this like crazy on my Master System. I do need to fire it back up to see if it's still as good as I remember, or if graphic-wise showing up on here that is just garbage. A lot of people say this game isn't that great. I loved it when I was a kid. Haven't tried it yet. I do know it works. I did pop it in my Master System, which is hiding behind my head back here, so I know it works. The next game is called Global Defense. This one's kind of a strange one with the way you move and all that. You're blasting missiles that are trying to blow up the Earth. It is also complete in box. But it's definitely kind of weird. It's almost like a, from the Atari days, the missile defense game that they had there. It's kind of similar to that, but the way you move is odd. You got to hold down a button to move your guy around. And then when you let go of the button, you can move the cursor for where you're shooting at, and you can continue shooting the missiles. It's hard, too. It's not an easy game. Alright, the next game is a light phaser game, so it has to be played on that big TV hiding behind me right there. It has to be played on that one. This one I still need to try out. It's called Rescue Mission. As you can see up on the top there, it says light phaser required. Haven't tried this one yet. Still need to. I love light phaser games. They are fun. It is also manual and game in box. I really can't call these complete in box because they're missing the posters they used to come with. But most people call this complete in box. But there's no poster in it. It's just the manual in the game. Box is in good shape. Still need to try that one. Okay, these next couple games I'm going to show are games that I just wanted to replace in my collection because either the boxes were extremely damaged, or I didn't have the box, or I did have the box but lost the box because I was, young and dumb when I was a kid when this came out. One is Black Belt. I just needed to replace Black Belt and get it back in box. This also is complete, and as you can see, whoops, I just went the game. Game's back. This is what I was talking about. American manuals are printed this way, where European are the other way. So if you're ever wondering when you get a Master System game which version you have, if the manual is like this, it's American. If it's printed the other direction, it's European. And this one is complete in box. You got the game, and you got the poster behind it. Oh, I got the game. This is the game in case you were wondering. You got the manual and the poster. Black Belt is a game I beat a long time ago. It's another game similar to like the Kung Fu Kid and that other one I was talking about. I forgot what it was at this moment. You got to punch, you got to kick. You walk through part of the screen. You take on smaller guys because you're smaller at this time. But once you get into the actual boss fight, it gets big, and it's a nice game. It's awesome. I like it. I think it's called Fist of the North Star over in Japan. And US calling it Black Belt and getting this cool graphic right here. That was going to sell the games in America. The next one, I've never been able to figure out how to play this darn game. I bought it because, I'm kind of a football fan. I like sports games. And it is called Great Football. Granted, I wish it had the manual. It does not. But this was just a replacement because mine didn't have the box anymore. Mine was cart only. I've never figured out how to play this game. One day I will. I don't even know how you pass it to a person. I just know how to run. This next one was another one that I needed to replace. I cheated. I checked to make sure it had the manual. This is one that I also needed to replace. I only had the cart of it. No clue whatever happened to the box or anything. And this one I actually do kind of like. I think Reggie Jackson's baseball is better, but this is great baseball. I think this is actually pretty good. I think the graphics are pretty good in this game. I do think Reggie Jackson's baseball is better. And it comes manual and game. Next one. Loved this game as a kid, still love it to this day. And this actually is the European version, if I remember correctly this time. Can't tell the difference if you put it in the American one or this one. It doesn't make a difference. But it's pro wrestling. I love this game on the Master System. I think this is great. And like I said, it's European because the manual's printed the other direction. But this is a fun wrestling game. I mean, granted, it's not, WWE style like you see nowadays, or even back on, I even think the 16-bit versions had more to it than this does. But this game is a blast. I'm glad to have this complete in box again. Alright, not the last game, the next game. There was a lot. I think I counted like 30 games that I ended up picking up. Gets me down to 30 games needed to complete my North American official release Master System games. But this next one, I've never owned this one neither. Granted, it's game and box only. I still need to fire it up. It's called Godvelius and the Valley of Doom. Haven't played it yet. A lot of people say it's like almost a copy of the Zelda game, which it probably is. I've never played Zelda neither, so I wouldn't know. But this was probably the most expensive game I picked up at that time. Love the artwork on this one too. That has some nice artwork. I like that. As I throw it on the ground, because hey, who cares? All right, next. Now this game, it's an American release game. It's probably something I would have never originally bought. Sorry about that. My phone just went boop boop. Let's see who's disturbing me. It was mail. Alright, so this next game I probably never would have bought. Even though I like playing these style games on my PC. They're kind of relaxing. Back when I was younger, finding out what this game was, I would never have bought it. Because it's not my style a game back then. I didn't even know it was really on the Master System until I saw Sega Head talk about how much he likes this game. And that is Shanghai. Basically, it's Mahjong tiles. There is one thing that I've noticed that I got to try with this game, because it does work, it fires up. But considering I use a Genesis controller for my Master System games, especially when I'm playing on the power-based converter with my Genesis, you can't do anything in this. You can't start, you can't do anything. So this is probably a game that I need to use my actual Master System controller for, which I haven't tried yet. I have one. It's hiding in a box behind me. So I'll have to try it out with an actual Master System controller. I'll have to put it on my Master System too, just see if maybe it's not compatible with the power-based converter fully, because there are a couple games that weren't. But it's Mahjong tiles. I enjoy those games now that I'm an old man. So I gotta try this one out fully and see. Like I said, Sega Head loves this game, so I had to get it. All right, now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Couple games here to go. This next game I tried out. This is, they even wrote on the side of this box, PAL version. Doesn't matter, it works on the US systems. But that is a game that, when I tried it out, this thing is actually pretty darn fun. I gotta play this a bit more, because this is, like I said, this is a lot of fun so far. It's Captain Silver! Another one that, I think the artwork is pretty cool on there. I kind of like the cartoony look. I like that. So far, when I played this game, I can't even get past the first round. I keep getting killed. It's one-hit death, but you get 3 lives, which is good. But graphic-wise, it's decent. I like the way the graphics look. I think the Master System has excellent graphics on a lot of its games. And so far, this one's been a lot of fun. This one I gotta get into more. Like I said, it is the PAL version again. Manual sideways. The next one. If I had... These next 4 games coming up would be my top picks type idea for games to grab. The next one, I played it originally on my knockoff EverDrive cart that I have. The only physical multi-cart that I have left, I played it on that. And I didn't know what it was. I read the game name, said, what is this? Let me try it. Tried it out and said, okay, I'm buying the game. That's what I use those multi-cart games for. If I don't know what the game is, I'll try it out. And then it'll be like, yeah, okay, I need to find this game and buy it. And this one was actually pretty darn cheap. And that is Aerial Assault. This is a side-scrolling shump, or shoot 'em up. It's really hard to see any of the graphics on here because it's a small graphics. I got this off a US seller from eBay for a really good price because it is only cart and box. And you see the cart's kind of messed up, but I don't care. It works fine. This game is a blast. If you love shumps, this one's a good one in my opinion. Well worth it. There's another one I'm after right now. that I tried also off of that multi-cart that I have. What was it called? Scramble Spirits. That's the next one I'm going for. That was not a US release, Scramble Spirits. This one was, but Scramble Spirits I gotta get. It's awesome too. But Aerial Assault, this would be one of my top picks. I'm not going to show any gameplay footage, so I'm trying to get this done quick. This next game, you are going to tell it's not the US version, that it was not even released in the US. But like I said, when I showed that Williams Greatest Arcade Hits, I couldn't pass up Arcade Smash Hits. 3 games. Breakout, what is it? Breakout, Missile Command, Defender, and Centipede. It's Breakout, Defender, and Centipede. Totally awesome. Breakout, or Breakout, whatever you want to call it, is a blast to play. And this is, as you can see, Sega Portugal. I bought this off a guy from Portugal, Portuguese, whatever. It is cart and box. Cart and box. This is the cart again. It's manual box cart. This thing actually on my eBay account says it's still in shipping, getting here. I opened up the mail today. It was in there. Love it. This is a lot of fun. This is an awesome game. All right, these last 2 games. These are definite must-haves on the Master System. They are very expensive if you want the real game. I said, nope, I'm going reproduction. You can tell box-wise that it's definitely reproduction because the box is not the same. It doesn't have that same look like the Master System ones do. But the guy that makes these does such a killer job that a non-trained person would have a hard time telling if these are real or not. And the first one is Power Strike. Now, his cover is black and white. And I got to realign it again because it's messed up in the back, but that's all right. Is black and white. Apparently, there are 2 different color versions of this game. One is color, one is black and white, according to the game program I use to track my games. Now, these are only cart and box, which is fine. He uses actual Master System carts. So it would make it really hard to tell if I went to sell this way wise for someone to know if it was fake or real, even with the fact that my thing is still pulling up there. But there is one thing I like that he did with this game. When I try to get this closer to the camera, you might not be able to see it, but right underneath the Sega name, you can see a little bit of something black on there. It says reproduction. That is fine by me that he does this. I got this from Retro Gamers and Backups. I bought them as Power Strike 1 and 2 as a combination, so it was cheaper. A lot cheaper than buying either one of these 2 games by themselves. Even though I did find out that Power Strike 1, if I go for the Japanese version off the Sega Mark III, it's not a bad price. I'm probably going to do that. It's not even called Power Strike, by the way. But this is the first one. That is the second one. These 2 games, if you have the money and you can buy the real ones, go for it. I know I can't afford it. I believe this one right here is like $700. Most people sell it for. I could be wrong. I'll check it up on eBay in a second here. But both games are awesome. Power Strike 2 is probably a little bit better than Power Strike 1. But definitely well worth it. This one too does the same thing. Up underneath the Sega name, it does say reproduction. And I'm fine with that whenever I buy stuff from Retro Gamers and Backups. He could put down reproduction on it anywhere he wants. He could have it written real big across the box. I wouldn't care. You know, I do like the fact that I get to see the actual box with nothing written on there. But he could write down Power Strike and have reproduction written underneath it. I'd be fine with that. All right, so here we go. We got the eBay account up. As you can see, Power Strike 1, right there. This one is Power Strike 1, authentic cart, reprint case art, US seller, $112. This one, which I said, like I said, there is 2. There's one in black and white, one not in black and white. $279, buy it now. $199, buy it now. I mean, this one right here is Power Strike 2, and it's a bid right now. It's at $504. Nobody's bidded on it yet. $300. $6,000 because it's a WADA. Who the frick cares? I'm sorry for anybody that likes the WADA crap. No, thank you. And see if we can find Power Strike 2 here. All right, so here we go. Look at that, 400, 527. So, like I said, it comes down to 30 games I have left for North American release. There's at least one more I will be doing as a reproduction cart because the game is nowhere near the price people are asking for it. It is a rare game. It came out, I believe, towards the end of the Master System's lifespan. That's James Buster Douglas Boxing. If you want to know how much that is, look it up once. It is insane. There's one copy I saw that is going for $1,700. If you want to know what the game is, it's basically the Rocky boxing game reskinned. And I'm sorry, the game is not worth, in my opinion, more than $3 because the game sucks. I don't care how rare they think the game is. That game is crap. You will not get me to pay that much for it. The reproduction cart will cost me about, I think it's $30, which is fine. But that way, at least I'll have it. And I am someone that I'm fine if you do reproduction carts to have in your collection. To me, that's perfectly fine. But other than that, this video is taking a little bit longer than I thought it would. And that is right now I believe it was 30 games I got for my Sega Master System collection. Leaves me with 30 left to go. And I can't wait to finish it off. Can't wait till I find that good price on Phantasy Star because I've never had that one on my Sega Master System. Can't wait to get my hands on that sucker. But, alright, like I said, other than that, this is where this video will end. I appreciate you guys watching. And if anything in the comments, let me know. Do you think having reproduction carts is good, bad? You know, are you willing to pay almost $500, $600, $700 for a game? Or like I said, the James Buster Douglas, are you willing to pay almost $1,700 that some people are selling that thing for? Because I won't. Not a chance in heck. At that rate, I'll just keep it on the fake EverDrive that I have, the multi-cart. Because the game's not worth that much. The game's not even worth $40 or $30, but I do want to have a complete version of it. I think he sells that one complete with manual. So, other than that, I'll let you guys go for now. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.